Welcome back, children, to our second session of social studies. Children, in our first session, we have been studying about the people who live around us. So, what are they called? They are called the neighbors. So, why do we have neighbors and how should we live with them? We should live happily and peacefully with our neighbors. We should celebrate our festivals together and spend times with each other happily. So, children, all people don't work the same job. So, they have different works to do. So, whatever a person works, that is called an occupation. So, in our previous chapter, we have learnt about some of the occupations like first a doctor, then we have the tailor. Continuing with it, we have the potter. Similarly, we have many more neighbors and who have different occupations like a grocer, a chemist, a carpenter, a postman, a teacher, and a policeman. I hope you have got and known about all these occupations. Now, let's continue with our class. Now, here's a small activity which says, write the following. Now, as I gave you a homework in our previous class that you have to write the occupations of your parents. So, this is finally what you have to do is you have to write what your father's occupation is and what your mother's occupation is. If your father is in service, you will write he is doing his service. And if your mother is a housewife, you will write that she is a housewife. Or if she is a teacher, you can also write teacher, and whatever work your mother or father does, you have to fill in this column. Now, we have a small exercise which you have to do. I'll do it orally and explain it to you. And you have to do it in your copy. So, how will you match the following? What does a potter do? What does a potter do? He makes clay pots and urns. What does a policeman do? He catches thieves. What does a teacher do? She or he teaches children in school. What does a carpenter do? He makes furniture. And a postman brings us our letters. So, children, what you have to do is that you will match these things by drawing lines like this. Okay. Let's do some more work. Find out and write about what the following people do. So, there are some more names given and you have to write their occupation. So, what does a pilot do? He flies the aeroplane. Similarly, you have to write the occupation of a barber, cobbler, blacksmith, dentist. I hope it is a fun. Now, the last thing you have to do, write a few lines about what you would like to be when you grow up and why, and then read them aloud. So, children, you are studying in a school and you must have the aim that what you are going to become when you grow up. So, whatever you want to become when you grow up, you will write it in the space given below. Now let's revise what we have studied in both the sessions. The first thing we have come to know is about our neighbors. So my neighbors are people who live around my house. Then we should live happily and peacefully with our neighbors. How should we live? We should be happy and peaceful with our neighbors. Then what should we do? We should celebrate festivals together and help each other in times of need. Next, what do we do? Different people do different kinds of work and earn money to make a living. So this I taught you that your father does some work and your mother does some other work. So everybody is doing their own job, and you have to understand what people do to earn money. So whatever their work is, it is called an occupation. I hope this chapter is clear now. Now there is a little fun activity. Write the names and occupations of any three of your neighbors. So find out in your neighbor and write the name of the neighborhood here. And what do these neighbors do? You have to write it here. So this is the work you need to do, and is a fun activity. You can do it very nicely. I hope this chapter is clear, and you must have had a lot of fun. Thank you.